So it is that's why I used the example of your device. It is not meant to hit somebody, but in the hands of the wrong person, it could become a weapon of assault. So
Okay,
the same thing too.
Sorry, we have Lisa joining us now. Hi, Lisa. Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Okay, so what's your
Okay,
take?
so when you talk about the technology in the wrong hand, that causes the, sorry, let me, okay, that causes that when the esteemed Olufumi was saying that is the wrong person that has the technology that causes the issues
Yeah.
with the technology.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is that if the technology was not created, or does it have the ability to do something wrong in the first place, however you have the motive to use it for something wrong, it can't be used for that thing.
Okay.
You can only wish you can use it for something. It's just like having a remote control and you wish it's a gun. It can't turn to a gun. If it doesn't have the ability to be a gun, it cannot be a gun. So that's the point I want to bring out. As much as technology is good, and you say it's up to the man, is the person that has the plans, or you have the thoughts of the bad thing you want to do with it, and then you make it happen. But my point is that if technology doesn't have the ability to make those bad things happen, whether it comes to robots, the bombing, the making students not read, blah, 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 whatever it is, however nice you put it, however way you put it, if technology doesn't have the ability to do all these things, however corny or creative the person wants to be, to create all these things, the things can be created, except technology gives you the ability to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. To answer that, I'm going to use something that is not even related to technology, but it's a form of technological advancement. People use brooms to sweep, right? The broom was meant to sweep. It's not supposed to do anything evil. But there are people that take that same thing and use it to hit other people and cause injury. And I use a simple one in front of us. I don't, except you're saying that maybe the makers of phones should make it plastic so that it doesn't cause any evil. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but the people that made the phone wanted to solve a problem, helping us communicate faster, interact with people, make the world a smaller place, so to say. But you are now carrying that same thing. So I'm trying to understand where she is coming from, because if I made something, I said, oh, there is a need, because that's what it's actually supposed to be about. Yeah. There is a need.
And you're trying
I need to fill up, I need to meet this need. For crying out loud, there are lights here. Somebody thought about it. Oh, there is a need. How do I...
Well, can this light be channeled to do something evil?
So that's what I'm saying. If somebody now decides that, okay, this light, I want to make it very hot, that it will burn Simeon's face.
Hold on, guys. We actually have another caller. Ehis is joining us from Edo State. Hello, welcome to the show, Ehis.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so what's your thought?
Now, and I want to say about technology. Technology is for innovations.
Okay.
And it was created ideas to help. Now, if we are talking about technology, now our medium of communication now is technology.
Okay.
That you could gather in your studio is technology. That you could call someone, we have a program, we have this technology. So we use technology to help, to aid, to assist. Now, technology can be weaponized. Pastor has told us technology can be weaponized. Now, if it's in the wrong man's hands, now anything can be wrong.
Exactly.
Your phone can be wrong, even your cloth can be wrong. But if we are looking at technology, technology has positive sides than the negative.
So are you saying the
Thank you very much.
positive outweighs the negative when it comes to technology?
What? I didn't get that.
Are you saying that the positive outweighs the negative when it comes to technology?
Yes, the
Okay.
positive outweighs the negative.
Okay, thank you
When it
so
comes
much,
to technology.
Ahis. Thank you so much. Zano, Ahis believes that the positives actually outweigh the negatives, as opposed to what you think, saying that the negative outweighs the positive.
See, the thing is, a lot of people, when you bring this topic up, a lot of people say, oh, technology has done it. Technology has done that. Technology. Let me tell you a story. Why growing up, I had a friend. The guy was working in a factory. You know, this factory where they slice papers into
the shred papers.
The shred papers, thank you. And the guy, what happened, he was trying to put some set of papers inside the machine. What did the machine do? Took his 2 hands off. But that is technology.
The machine moved and took his hand, or he made a mistake and his hand got too close and his
But
hand
the machine
entered.
took his 2 hands off.
No. When you say it took his 2 hands, did the machine move from where it was and took his hand? Or he made a mistake and his hands mistakenly entered? Let's not be accusing things.
We are not saying that technology is not good or is not helpful. We are telling you that it has done more harm than good. We are not saying that. Everybody is talking about the human being. We're not talking about the human being. We're talking about the technology itself.
What is it? It's a tool.
Done more harm than good.
But it's a tool. It's just like your clothes you are wearing. Your clothes, if you throw them in your wardrobe, they're not going to come out and wear themselves. You are going to come out and you are going to want to pick it up and you wear it. And you can, like for example, I'm sure you must have decided, do I want to wear this? I don't want to wear this one. I don't want to wear this one. And you decided on this one. The clothes didn't have a choice. They just followed you anyway. So for example, if you wore this cloth to go and rob a bank, the clothes did not have a choice than to follow you there.
Wearing of clothes, it has nothing to do with technology.
I'm giving you an analogy. It's an analogy.
No, that analogy is wrong.
How is it wrong?
Wearing of clothes
because
is not
technology is a tool.
No, wearing
and
of
like
clothes,
you said, if you decide to weaponize technology, that is up to you as a person.
No, she gave us an example of calculator.
Calculators
Okay, let's go back to the
they
calculator.
were made to calculate huge figures. That was what it was made for. But now people have now decided
Before
that.
the calculator
and
came,
besides,
they
don't
calculate
forget
huge figures.
Before calculator
Okay,
came,
so that means
could calculate
that
huge
way.
figures.
There were bigger they were big. Go and read your history. There were bigger calculators. Then what they did was they compressed it and made it smaller. Hello.
we have learned before calculator came.
You
right?
were multiplying 1 billion times 1.3 something trillion. Were you doing that? No, really.
Those amount of figures were not needed in the world. But what I'm trying to say,
400 children in this place.
especially right now, is the fact that children no longer go through that exercise and training. How many young children, honestly, do you see in our educational systems of the 21st century, especially Gen Z children? Do you see going through the repetitions of 2 times 1, 2 times 10, 20, 2 times 12, 20. How many schools really do that? Because let me say that.
I wish an educator
We're bringing it back to the fact that just recently, the United Tertiary Matriculation Examination, that is JAM, for anyone in Nigeria, I'm sure you understand that. It's an examination that crosses you into the next level of education, university. Level. Now, there has never been in the history of education in Nigeria that 95% of everyone who partook of that examination failed woefully. Before you write JAM, you still see 200 and 180. Yeah. Hardly would you see the failure level at the level that we saw it recently. And there was this debate that came up that this was as a result of social media. We did say that social media is part of technology. Yes, a lot of people have become so unproductive,
very addicted
spending
to it.
their time, living, ensuring that somebody sees me in this particular way. So I'm ensuring I go to what doesn't belong to me to put up a picture. I go through rigorous and very strenuous activities just to portray myself to be, I'm made for life, or whatever hashtags they use. We see these things I'm highlighting were actually points that said attributed to the failure and degeneration of intelligence. I'm still talking about intelligence because you keep saying that this is a human factor. Who is responsible?
I don't blame technology.
Okay, so who do you blame?
I blame 1, the education system. 2, the teachers.
Who is the education system?
The people in the system, the people that teach the people, the curriculum. We've discussed.
But we talk about
in Nigeria. We've discussed.
And they tell you to go and bring
what?
How many of the people in the educational system actually study those materials?
So how is that a problem? In fact, technology is actually
because they take what they teach from the internet.
They are not. See, technology is actually supposed to make their work easier because now with technology, you can even broaden your curriculum and look globally and say, what are the global standards and how can I bring them to my school? So if somebody is being too lazy or saying that, oh, you spend so much time on social media, it's a function of self-discipline, not technology, because you are the one that is choosing to spend your time. And if you as a parent, you have a child, because you mentioned parents giving their children tabs, which is actually a fundamental problem, and that's a function of a parent that has chosen, no. Because I see it and I wonder, because you say, oh, like, okay, for example, when I was much younger, we didn't have all of those devices and all that. And if you needed to,
but was your world a better place without it?
It wasn't about being a better place.
No, it's about it.
It was my
It
was my world at that time.
Can you answer?
And you can,
no, I said
just
at that
answer it.
time.
I was a child at that time, so I cannot tell you was my world a better place.
But you had the experience.
Now that I have social media, now that I have social media and I have access to the world right on my phone through internet, I can tell you my knowledge base has expanded because there are a whole lot of things I get to know. And guess what?
Well, she asked you a question you did not answer.
Just let me finish. Let me finish. I asked that. No, I did. No, don't say that. I asked that. Were you asking us? Because I had the answer ready. Don't say that.
No.
Don't say that.
I
didn't say that.
Two questions.
We have Inka.
What are the
joining us from
questions?
Lagos. Hello, Inka. Welcome to the show.
I'm calling
Hello,
again.
good
I
evening.
want to ask me something, please.
Okay.
She keeps saying technology, people. Who is technology? Who created technology? It's the same people. Abi?
Yes.
Abi, the technology create itself. It did just appear on its own.
You did use
It didn't just
technology to
appear on
create
its own. People
technology.
created technology. So if you say it's the function of the people, is still technology that is causing the problem.
I'm not sure.
Do you understand?
What she's trying to say is people created, because you were saying
They created technology. No, they created technology to meet a need. And if you decide to use that technology for things that are not beneficial, that is your purview. That's not.
No,
That's
trust me,
it's
there
not.
are
For
other
example,
motives
you
for
have
creating
social
technology,
media.
not
For
only
example, you have a device that gives you access to knowledge, right? Like I said. If you as a person now decide not to use that device to access that knowledge, it becomes a problem. So if
they only Google it.
And that Googling is actually that's what I'm trying to say. It's actually supposed to help you because it gives you access to a vast base.
That's the point.
No.
That's the point she's
So
trying to make. You're not
how
listening.
many people? From here I am. I'm in Nigeria, but can I access the curriculum and materials of a world-class university in America? It is technology that gave me that access. But if you as a person decide that you want to use your device to access the wrong things, what concerns technology inside the matter? There are two students. One student is accessing MIT, accessing Harvard, accessing Yale, accessing Oxford. The other one goes and is liking people's pictures, playing around on social media. What is technology's concern inside the matter? You made a choice. I don't know why people don't like taking responsibility for their life.
Thank you so much for calling, listen. Please go ahead.
You know, at the very beginning, we were talking about technology. People that started creating these tools to help meet the needs of others, did not use technology to create some of these tools. Trust me. Trust me.
Another
Yes.
angle. Please, what did they
Trust me. This is what we are talking about. Thinking, being creative. It was because of their creative minds. That's why they were able to create some of all these things we are enjoying today.
So people are no longer thinking.
They are no longer thinking. They are no longer being creative like before.
For someone that thinks and very creative, I beg to differ. And I know a whole lot of people who are using their brains very creatively and using technology. So I will beg to differ on that because I'm a very highly creative person and I use my mind very well. So please continue. Go ahead.
Okay, you are speaking.
And I also
for
know people
You're
that
speaking
are
for
in my
yourself.
space. No, myself and for those that I know that are very creative and use their minds. So, but continue.
Okay, but I would say you're speaking for yourself because you can't speak for another person.
Continue.
Okay, but here's the thing. The point here is technology has done more harm than good. Not that technology has not done some good in the world, right?
Some good. It has done a lot of good. Please.
Here's the thing. Now, I want to focus on the education and relationships,
Okay.
right? Because that's actually been my focus. Because in our world today, we see people, you are saying it's the human factor, because that's been your
You're
angle.
making your choices. It's about your choices.
Okay, but
September 11, somebody chose to go and bomb somebody. It's not
okay, but there are other technologies that were created for harm.
Okay, e.g.
Guns,
Okay, continue.
bombs,
Okay.
viruses, right?
First of all, those are products of technology, not technology itself.
Oh my goodness.
Making a gun is a function.
No,
But go ahead.
Gun is technology
It is a product
of
Go
technology,
ahead,
but that's
yes.
technology.
And technology was meant to solve a need, but go ahead.
This is a product. Okay,
A gun was actually supposed to protect, but go ahead.
Okay, keep
You see,
talking, please.
But Pastor Fumi is not going to agree with me, but
No, I agree with everybody.
No. She's not going to bend. So
I'm too tall to bend. I'm 6 feet plus. But go ahead.
But that is fine. But my point is, the bond in our families, that is no more there. It's actually fading, and we all should wake up to this call. If your child, I know, there's this. There are things on YouTube right now, or they even have tabs created for kids with a lot of cartoons and plenty things just to keep the child quiet. But it has taken away that family bond from parents and child. Now, yeah, I am very correct, and I stand by that. And also, it has caused a lot of distraction. I know you will say it's the human factor, the person is not disciplined, but it's technology that has done that. You can't take that away from that. You can't take that point away.
Okay.
Do you also know that a lot of children have been initiated
sorry, let me just answer that. The thing with, I don't like making blanket statements. When you say technology is taking the bond, I talk to my mother every day because of the product of technology. My sister is thousands of miles away in another country, and I've not been able to go visit her because of the events in the world, and I'm able to talk to her every day because of technology. So when you say it is taking the bond away, for example, I talk to my family literally every other day. If I decide that I don't want to talk to them, who made the choice?
It's you.
So,
Right.
so that's why
Listen, you're still putting it on the blame on the human
because
factor.
human beings need to take responsibility.
But
People like putting things. For example, someone is always on. So I mean, you mentioned about the success, the rate, the failure. I actually agree when you're saying what you're saying, because if a child, okay, parents like you said, they give their child, oh, the child is crying, you put device in front of the child. They don't even engage in certain things that would stimulate the child's mind, because you just want to keep the child busy. I've seen people sometimes, even in church, instead of teaching the child to focus on the message that is being preached, you just see the mother take phone, and you see the child, the message is going on, the child is taking pictures on the device, and I'm wondering, Bible says train up a child in the way. So if that mother has decided that this device I have, let me use it to do this, it's not the phone's fault. It is what the mother has decided. If a child decides that I don't want to read, and first of all, if a parent has a child, it is, I remember then growing up, during exams, my parents were always on my case. Like, are you reading? They'll come and check. And let me give you then I didn't even have technology. Guess what I had? I had novels. I loved reading when I was much younger, and I still do. But it was novels. So I'm preparing for exams. I didn't have phones. My phone then was books. I would be reading novels. I would have these big textbooks. I would have a novel in the middle. So my mother comes like, are you reading? She sees me with a textbook. There's a novel in the middle. So imagine I had devices then, I probably would have been, do you get? But I still was smart enough to know that I was supposed to. So even after reading maybe a page or so, I go back to my textbook. So all I'm saying is, if you have a child that is so focused, first of all, it starts from the child, because by the time you start giving a child devices from much younger, you can't expect that child to become a teenager and the child is not addicted to social media. It's not possible. So if you as a parent see that your child is not giving attention to what they are supposed to give, there are parents that I'm aware, they don't give their children phones till a certain age. I didn't get my first phone till after secondary school.
And that's the way it should be, right? That's the way it should be.
Don't agree with you.
But you see,
I think Zano doesn't agree to that.
Okay.
Zano.
Also, for me, you were talking about when probably a message is going on in church, and a baby or a child is crying, and the mother gives he or she a device.
Yeah.
If there is no device, will the child listen?
Before the device, what were they using?
Oh. there was something else. I don't know. But I'm asking you, without the device, if the device was not there with the child, would you?
It's a place of
in
discipline.
those days,
When I was growing up,
my
only
grandma-
one eye from my mother will set your brain. She doesn't need to say anything. She will
that
look at
has-
you.
Oh, really?
So if
Is
the
it a
mother
technological
today,
eye?
no, if the mother today has decided that the
technological
way I
eye.
was raised, because now you hear parents sounding so woke. You hear parents say things like, the way you were trained, it's not the way, it doesn't work today. This set of generation, they are different. And what are you talking about? I personally,
Well,
as a
it's true,
parent, would not want to give in, let's say in church, because I'm teaching my child a particular way, and man of God, Pastor Chris has said it, that you should teach your children the importance of such things, and that's why we talk about sending them to children's church. And if you can't send them there, they should not be in church with you, and you are teaching, you are giving them your phone to say distracted. What you are telling them is what is going on is not important.
Yes.
And that child is going to grow up with it. So by the time the child becomes a teenager, comes to church, and the child is pressing phone, then you are upset that the child is using social media.
This topic to human behavior.
Because it is human beings that are
We are
responsible.
talking about technology.
Technology
Technology
and
as
some
a
people have
whole.
the
So
idea
technology is not
that
responsible.
This technology
Is not responsible.
That's-
Some people
that's-
have the idea.
You made a choice with technology.
Okay, guys. Now
And
it's
it's your
time for us
choice.
actually
You
go
suffer
on
the
social
consequences
media.
of your
Some
choice.
people have the idea that this technology has actually made them really less productive when it comes to their working area. We'll take some of those reactions right now. We're going to be reading some of those social media reactions right now. So it's time for us to take the pause. Let's have the first one right now. Okay, so the first one is, please let's kindly put it up on the screen. While we wait for them to do that, my point exactly is the fact that Olufumi keeps saying that, look, humans are responsible. You know, it's because technology is with me, that's why it's going the way it's going. But before I really answer that, I think it's time, the buzz is ready. So let's take the first one right now. The first one says, why won't new training help like it did in America in the early 90s? Simple, the new technology is not creating enough new jobs to replace the ones that will be lost to automation, AI and robots. New tech is specifically making old items more productive with less people. So this person says, technology has brought about unemployment and hunger in the country because many of those jobs are being lost to automation of AI and robots. Okay, let's take the next one. We see this person say, your smartphone is making you less productive at #work, even when it's turned off. While kept in another room, your productivity goes up. So this person is saying, now, the only time you ever become productive is when your phone is turned off. Take, for instance, you're praying. Okay, but before I continue, I understand that we have a call. Hello, Deborah. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead and make your contribution. We'll need you to turn down the volume of your TV set. Deborah, we'll need you to turn down the volume of your TV set because we're getting feedback in the studio. Better. Okay, so please go ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
It's the technology has because
Okay, so Deborah, we're having issues hearing you. We would appreciate that if you can call us back. We'll really need to hear from you and get your side of this conversation. We'll really look back to hearing from you. Okay, so we'll continue with the buzz. I was actually saying that that person did say that I was going to give an analogy of how we've seen technology cause a lot of distractions. Take, for example, someone is praying, and I'm here, this is my phone on my table, right? I said it's time to do the Eucharist prayer. I'm speaking in tongues. And the very next thing you know is there's a beep on your phone, someone is ringing, the phone is ringing. Do you know what naturally happens? You turn to see, okay, who is calling? Let me quickly try to put that down. So there's a lot of distractions.
Why didn't you turn off the phone on silent? You wanted to
She's
pray.
gonna
Wow.
blame
Turn the phone on silent, put the phone away. My phone has what calls focus mode, right? In fact, interestingly, these devices these days, they try as much as possible to make you even help. There's something called digital well-being. I can turn off like if I turn on focus mode, literally all my apps go off. Digital well-being as well. I can set particular times for different apps. So for example, if I say I want to use a chat application, maybe like the one you mentioned, and say I want to use it, I can set the time to put 1 hour. And once it's 1 hour, the phone automatically blanks out, grays out the app. I can access it. It's a function of you. So why would you be praying and put your phone beside it?
I knew she was going to come from that angle.
Okay. She's always trying to tie it down to humans.
Because humans need to start taking more responsibility for their
Let's see how many more people have taken responsibility. We'll just take two more buzzers, and we would see what the final words are on this show today. Okay, so let's read why. Why should work be a requirement? Technology allows less work to be done by people, meaning people should have more time to be productive how they want. Learning a new language is productive. Making art is productive. Raising a family is productive. So this person believes that technology makes you very unproductive. Let's take one more, and we'll wrap it up here. Now, let's see how technology is making people less productive, not more. Now, when it comes to what kids see or watch as parents, are not doing enough to tackle inappropriate videos being seen by children. Now that person is also, Sammy is sharing the same, thoughts as Simeon did. But Deborah's back. Hi, Deborah, welcome back. Hello. Hello, Deborah. Oh, we really want to take you. Oh. Okay, so Deborah, I think we would have to take you in the next episode.
I wanted to answer some of those things that people said about technology making people lose jobs and all that. Very valid point, actually. But thinking about the future, because as a person, to stay relevant, you must continually think ahead. You must have foresight. We already know that there's the rise of AI and machines and all of that. So as a person in any sector at all, you need to start looking at what you do to say, okay, this job in the next, because the world is changing very rapidly, whether you like it or not. So you need to be able to sit and say, in the next 5 years, next 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years, is what I'm doing still going to be relevant?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not going to be relevant, what new skills can I learn? Because forget that there are going to be machines. I recently did a study on that, and there were some skills that people have projected to say, okay, in the future, these skills are going to be in demand, whether or not they're AI. So those are the kind of things. So if you as a person now sit and you become redundant, it's not technology that caused that.
Okay, so Dix, your final word.
That was not my final word, though. But thank you.
I know.